Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, and welcome to my channel, Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, where I make wreaths and all things home decor, and I show you how I do it all. If you guys have not hit that subscribe button, please do so you guys catch all of my tutorials and the little bell so you get notified when a new tutorial is up. So we're going to be using a 14-inch wreath base. We're going to be using a Chanel stem and some of our Dollar Tree 6-inch deco mesh. So we're going to take our Chanel stem, fold it in half, make a V so we can cut it, and then we're going to fold it one more time in half, make that V again. We have one, and we're going to do another V. We have two. We are going to get our wreath base. Now, if you see our wreath base, it kind of curves up like this, like a little hill. That's the top part of our wreath. We flip that over, it kind of looks like a U. That is the bottom part of our wreath. So also to note, we have 6 sections in our wreath, and we have 4 lines. So we have 4 bars, 4 bars. We have bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, and bar 4. So when you hear me say bar 1 and 2, that's what I mean. Bar 1 started from the inside, working our way out, and these are our crossbars. So we're gonna get our deco mesh, we're gonna roll it out, and we are just going to put our deco mesh over our wreath, and then we're gonna take a Chanel stem, and we're just gonna poke it through and tie the wreath. Okay, poke it through from the top, flip it over on the back, and then we're just gonna tie our wreath against that crossbar just to secure it on, okay? Tie that, and then we're gonna take our wire cutters, not our scissors, wire cutters. We don't wanna use scissors on Chanel stems because they have wires in there and it will dull your scissors. So we have one piece of Chanel stem attaching to the crossbar. So on this side, but here, okay? And then we're gonna just get our deco mesh again, and then we're gonna do the bottom between bars 1 and 2 and that crossbar, and we're gonna put one more Chanel stem right there, flip it back over on its back, and then just tie it. Again, same thing, and cut it off. And we're just doing this to secure the deco mesh at the beginning, and it just really makes it easier to start when it's already secured. Okay, so far, that's what we have. Not very impressive, I know. Stay with me. Now, I did kind of cut this a little, I put this a little long, so let's cut this down a little bit, shall we? So it's not so long in the back. So I just cut that, make that a little shorter. And this is one of the easiest wreaths you're gonna make. It's super quick and it's super fast, super easy, super cute. I like the word super today. Okay, so we're gonna roll that piece of deco mesh underneath, and we're just gonna take our deco mesh and we're just gonna start wrapping tightly around our wreath base, and just start wrapping and just keep going. And you can make it as many times as you want, depending how dark you want your color. So the deco mesh from the Dollar Tree, while it's great, it is very, very see-through. So it's gonna take a couple times around our bar to hide our bar. So keep that in mind. So I did finish one roll, and this is where it ends, and I wanted to show you this part. So I'm gonna take this deco mesh, and I'm gonna I cut it where it was no more, okay? And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to get from the top, so this is the top, I'm gonna flip it over, this is the bottom side up. From the top, wherever it ends, I am just going to poke my Chanel stem through my deco mesh. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna get the deco mesh, and I'm just gonna wrap it around whatever bar is closest. This part doesn't matter. Wrap it, tighten it, and then we're going to cut it. Okay. So now it's secure, this part's hanging out. And then we're just gonna start our process all over again. Get a chenille stem, cut it in half, and we're gonna get our next roll, and we are just gonna put, oh, this is the top of my deco mesh, of my base, and we're just going to take our roll, wrap it around on top of this one, kind of towards the edge. So this is where it's ending. I'm gonna start my new one maybe overlapping about 2 fingers, okay? Remember, this is the top of my wreath, so now I'm upside down. And I am just going to, about 2 fingers in, wrap that deco mesh, and then I'm going to get my chenille stem. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna poke through it and secure it to the bar. You could get away with not doing this part. You really don't need to do this part. I just like doing this part. The more I made them, like, it's kind of hard to start when it's just flimsy, and this just makes it easier to start. But it really doesn't change the way it looks. It's just to make it easier for you. So you don't have to do this part. But then I'm gonna continue the way that I started and just start rolling my deco mesh. Okay, so I have finished, and this is the top, this is the bottom, and we're at the very end. So I am just gonna take a chenille stem. I'm not gonna go through to the front. I'm just gonna wrap it next to another piece of deco mesh. So I just weaved through, this is the top part, weave it through the little roll of deco mesh right next to it. And then we're going to tighten that. Okay. And then cut it. You could do it again on the other side. So we're going to get the other side, and then the same thing. We're just gonna tie a piece from the deco mesh from one of the pieces already on our wreath to the very top one, just to secure that on there. My kids are outside in the pool, and I hear them screaming of fun. They're out there with both their grandmas, and I'm over here inside in the air conditioning making wreaths. So I think I may make some videos outside. What do you guys think? You guys want a wreath with me in my backyard? I think it'd be fun. I might get really sweaty, but you can't smell me on camera, so it's okay. Okay, so we have that left over, and let's just cut that. Okay, so now that we have our wreath base, I found this cute little sign. It was a part of the little 3 signs that they have at the Dollar Tree. I just went ahead and separated it and got this one. So I think I'm going to put my sign right here. What do you think? So we're going to take one other chenille stem, and I'm just gonna tie it this time from the bottom up. So this is the top, so this is the top part. I'm just gonna tie that tightly. Like that, because I'm gonna attach, can you see that? Because I'm gonna attach some stuff there. Okay, so I have a large stash of crafting materials. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. It could probably be in a Guinness book or something under some record. My husband loves it, I tell you. Excuse me. So this is all just kind of leftover picks and sprays that I've gotten through the years, and I've already picked through them. But I thought this red would be really cute. So I'm just gonna take it off. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. And I might as well use the white one too while I'm at it. So I'm gonna pull the white one off. I must have pulled the blue one for another project. Okay, there we go. So that it stays together. Okay, so I'm not gonna use those on this project. So we have these 2 separate ones, okay? And then these are identical. So just need one of those. And then maybe I will use these cute little, what do you call these, little swirlies, okay? This is what we have so far. And I also had found these cute little, like little rockets, little fireworks. They have this cute little silver stuff at the bottom. So I am going to separate that. These are metal, these are a little bit harder to separate and break through. So I'm just gonna use my, cut that. And I'm gonna want one to go kind of shooting this way. So I'm just going to, so this is the floral tape right there. I'm going to put this inside, okay? And it's gonna poke through like I just did. That's okay. Okay, we have one coming out like that. This blue one I'm gonna cut a little bit longer because I want it to shoot out. So I am going to put, you see that long stick that it has right there? Can you see it on my shirt? Okay. I'm gonna put that right in the center. Okay, so far that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to get the last one. It's already coming out so adorable. And I'm going to put that one, I'm gonna kind of turn it, kind of bend it, because it's bendable. I try to get stuff that's bendable because I always move stuff around. I like to fit it according to what I'm making. Look how adorable that looks. Okay, so now I'm gonna just put, I'm gonna see how I like it. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna get my floral tape again. And then I'm just gonna wrap that same area and I'm gonna go a little bit higher to secure everything in there. So maybe I'll start from right here. From my, right here. I'll just start and I'll start wrapping that just to secure everything, since I'm adding more to it, to secure everything that I put underneath my floral tape. So I'm just gonna wrap that around. Some of the wires poked through, so this will kind of put it right back inside of the little like sleeve, I guess, little glove that we created for it. I don't know if I'm making sense. In my head it's making sense. But just keep wrapping around. Wrap, wrap, wrap. This is our wrap wreath. This is our patriotic wrap wreath. Okay, and I'm gonna keep rolling that. And this is just to make sure it stays, nothing falls off. How tight do I want this? That's perfect. Okay, that is perfect. So I'm gonna wrap it a couple more times in the same spot so it ends there. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so I'm gonna put our sign. Okay, I want our sign to look like this with the fireworks right above it. So first thing we're going to do is I'm gonna tape it. Just using moving tape that someone didn't correctly put back on. We use some, just some tape. And I'm just going to tape part of that onto our sign, okay? we're just gonna tape this so that we know where to glue this. So it's not moving around. Cut it a little too long, let's cut that shorter. So we are going to cut this part here. You can't see it, but you see the tape, it's just there. Okay, so that's gonna just kind of hold in place our little bouquet of fireworks. And I'm gonna get my glue gun now, and I'm just gonna put that underneath the whole way down so that it stays. And then I'll put my glue underneath here as well where the tape is. Since it's just holding it in place, I can go underneath with my glue gun and then add my glue and just press it down. So we're gonna press this until it stays. So it's gonna be a couple minutes. I'll be back, I'm not gonna make you watch me. So it's dry now. Now you could use your wire cutters to do this. I'm gonna just kind of cheat, do something, make it easier for me. I do have this easy cutter. I did get this. I'll send links where I got it if it's still available. These are hard to come by, but it's really great because you just kind of, it's kind of like a guillotine. You just put whatever there and push this down and it cuts it for you. So I am going to cut this right here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away. It's heavy. And that's our sign. Okay, sorry guys that I keep popping in and out. My kids are out of the pool, so they might need something, so I'm gonna pause it and go tend to them. They're literally right next door to me, but you know how motherhood is. So that's why you might see different takes and stuff. So anyway, I have these cute little curlies. Aren't these adorable? Like little pigtails, and they're glittery. So I'm gonna just pull them off of this, and it takes muscle. It's our cute little sign. I thought it would be even cuter to add these. Make sure my glue gun's so hot. Yep. To add these at the bottom, kind of like popping out. How cute is that? Okay, so in order to do that, I'm just gonna glue that on. So glue it where I want it. Just put some glue. I am using my cordless mini Sure Bonder. I have links for it on Amazon. I get everything Amazon. I'm like a hobbit. I don't like to leave my house. Okay, so we're putting that there, letting that kind of glue in. I love the little cordless glue guns, especially the little mini Sure Bonder, because when it's little things like you're gluing stuff that's small and doesn't require too much glue. Like I feel like when I use a regular glue gun, it just glues everywhere, spilling out. So I like using the little mini one. So let's put one here on the outside. I'm gonna already kind of stretch it how I want it. I'm gonna just glue that part in. Okay. Make sure it's on there. And I have a white one, of course. Stretch out our little curly. Uh-oh, this seems to be stuck. It's okay, okay, there we go. Sometimes these come stuck, like the paint or the glue sticks together, you just have to separate it by hand. Make it a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna put this one right here. Look at how stinking cute this is. I love it. Just like this by itself, I think is just super cute. Okay, but we're gonna make it cuter. So I'm gonna get my cable mounts. I do have links to my cable mounts in the description of the video so that you can have all the tools and all of the goodies that I am using to make your own creations. You will use these if you use signs. You will use these a lot. So buy in bulk. So I'm gonna just put this somewhere on my wreath here, on my sign, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put one on each side. There you go. Okay, take that. And I'm gonna put that on. Now I'm gonna take my hot glue gun. I am in Texas and I live 5 minutes from the water. So it's hot. It's hot here. It's already 90 degrees and it's May. So, things like the adhesives fall. They have fallen off before. And I don't know where I'm gonna send this wreath to, who will purchase it, where it's gonna go. I do sell wreaths on Etsy also, and my website. But I don't know if they're in a hot climate as well, and I don't want their sign to just fall off of their wreath. So I put hot glue around my cable mount just to secure it. I'm gonna wait for that to dry. Okay, it's dry enough. So these have 4 little holes everywhere. I am just going to poke my chenille stem through the hole. See that? Through my hole. Poke that, and then I'm gonna tie it tightly. So I am going to take my chenille stem, poke it through. Easy peasy. Okay, and I want my sign right about here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around, and I am going to take our chenille stem, each side, I'm going to wrap it around my wreath base, nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to take it, make sure they are both, each side goes around my wreath base. And we have a sign. Okay, they are down to nap. Yay! The quietest time of the day in my house. Of course, that's when someone rings the doorbell and the dog barks, or whatever. So it's just never quiet at this house ever. Anyway, so I don't know where I left off, but this is where we're picking up. This is where we're starting off from. Our sign. Look how adorable that looks, and just how it makes it look nice and just ta-da, I love it. Okay, so now let's work on our bow. So first things first, we're gonna get our ribbon scissors. These are my regular scissors, these are my wire cutters, and these are my ribbon scissors. Yes, I'm using 3 different cutting devices because I like to have smooth, straight, surgical edges, and that's what this ribbon scissor will give you. It's the same price as the regular scissor, maybe $1 or 2 more. I have links in my description. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna get a chenille stem, and we may or may not use a zip tie. We may do it a different way today, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's roll out our ribbon. I'm gonna start with the red first because our wreath is red, so it blends in with the red. And I'm gonna just look at it and see how long do I want my tails. Now I don't want them too long because our sign is not that big, but I do want them a little long. So for this sign, it looks like 8 inches maybe. I'm probably gonna cut that like I said. So I'm gonna pinch, 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 pinch. When I pinch, this is my tail of my bow. And then what I'm about to do now, the rolling I'm gonna do, that's gonna be our first loop in our bow. So I'm gonna eyeball it and just see how big I want my bow according to the size of the wreath, of my sign. And I like this length right here. So for my sign, whatever your sign is, you choose how long you want it. Okay, so I'm pinching, this is the tail. This right here is gonna be my loop, and I'm pinching the end of that loop. So this is the beginning of the loop, this hand where I'm pinching, and this hand is the end of my loop. And I'm gonna join them together like this, so it looks like a little jellyfish. Okay, so you know, now this is half of a bow. Here's my tail, here's my bow, okay? And I am going to just get the other side. I usually throw them on the floor. If you're at home, throw them on the floor of the ribbon. It makes it easier. You don't have to keep unrolling everything like I'm doing. But because I'm sitting, I can't do that right now. Okay, now we're gonna go, this is the front of our loop. It's the front of our bow. I'm gonna go from the back. See, this is the back side of, you see that's the front. This is the front of the ribbon. This is the back of the ribbon. This is the front of my bow. I'm gonna go from the back, wrap it over to the front. And then I'm gonna measure my tails again. And I'm eyeballing this. So if I'm just eyeballing it, I just put my fingers like this. And if the loops are the same, then they will be even like this. Does it have to be perfect? No. Do you want to measure it? You can. Okay, so now you can see that first bow. So that is my first bow. I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut it. That's the first one. Okay, now I'm gonna go with my blue. And I'm going to take it off a little bit, okay? And let's do the same thing. Now, you can keep holding on to this. Once you do enough of these, you will be able to. Or you can put it in a chip clip and just hold it and then add it later. I'll do both, how's that? I'm gonna keep this one on. Okay, and I'm gonna pinch my tail. I'm gonna make my loop. Okay, and before I pinch the end of that, let's look at our bow and see where I want the end of it. I want it just a little bit shorter than the red, okay? So there we go. Now I'm gonna go from the back to the front, okay? And then we're gonna eyeball it again. I hear my little one. It's not wanting a nap, so I may have to leave again. This is why I don't do lives, y'all. It's be impossible in my house. Although if you guys do follow me on Facebook, which some of you do, and Instagram and what have you, would you ever want a live? Do you guys enjoy lives or pre-recorded tutorials more? Let me know, because if enough people want me to do a live, I may do a live. I may. May. I'm not promising anything. Look how cute that is. Okay, on a live you can't, so that's kind of why I shy away from them, just because of how, my kids are always around. But let me know if you guys want me to do a live. With the live, at least you can interact with me and I can talk to you, read your comments and talk to you, so that's kind of cool. Okay, now look how cute this one is. It's fireworks. It matches our little theme on top of our sign. So we're gonna unravel that. I hate when they bend the end there. I feel like you're wasting that part of the ribbon. Okay, so you could put this in a chip clip, put it aside, and then you can just add it all on. or you can just keep going like I'm going. And get our tail, pinch our tail. We're gonna make our loop. Okay, this is our little jellyfish loop, but before we do, we're gonna measure and see how big do we want our loop. I want it that big. So pinch it there. Now I'm gonna go from the back to the front, and I'm gonna measure, eyeball measure, how big I would like my loop to be. I like big loops, and I cannot lie. If you're Gen X like me, you know that song. I think everyone knows that song. Not looking adorable. Where are my scissors? Okay, so cut this. And I have this cute little skinny ribbon that I thought would be cute because it's sparkly. It's your 7/8 inch ribbon. No, this one's 5/8, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna make my tail. And I'm actually, yeah, let's see how big I want this one. This one, I don't want the loops so big. I lied, I do. Forget what I just said, I do. Okay. I had a different idea in my head, and then when I saw it, I'm like, you know what, looks better this way. You guys ever do that? You have an idea in your head and then you change it? Another reason why I don't do lives. Okay, and then I'm gonna go from the back to the front. And then cut that. Okay, so that's our bow. I am going to take our chenille stem and just place it right behind that bow, okay? And I'm gonna hold on, never let go, always hold on. Hold on. Mm-hmm. We're gonna hold on, hold our chenille stem to the back of our bow, because that's what we're gonna use to tie on to our wreath. We're gonna take our zip tie, put it right in the center. You have to hear that clicking noise. If you don't, it's not gonna stay. Okay, and then I'm gonna look at my zip tie, and I'm gonna look at my bow and just make sure that my bows don't look all funky. Okay, they do not. And then I'm gonna tighten it. Tighten that. Take my wire cutter, not my scissors. Okay, and then we'll fix this on our bow, on our wreath. And then these are the legs on the back. So I'm gonna just wrap around our wreath. So that's our wreath so far. Isn't it cute? And you can move these around wherever you want them. Okay, so they also have these cute little balls. I don't know where these are from. But you can get these anywhere. I will have links if I can find them on Amazon. I don't know if these are Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Dollar Tree, I have no idea. But everyone sells some variations and they're pretty inexpensive. And I thought it would just be cute to just kind of glue them on our wreath. So this is why I say I like my little mini Surebonder, because I can just grab the exact amount of glue I need without wasting it. And then I'm gonna just put the balls where I want them. And I'm gonna twist my balls a little bit because the mesh is like a kind of like a plastic material. It melts with the glue. So if you kind of melt it in there, it'll melt with the material that you're adding. You see that little ball there? Okay, so we're just gonna be adding balls on our wreath where we think they would look cute. spaced out. And just add them wherever. Stand up real quick so I can see. Yeah. I like to read standing up. I can't do that for the video. I guess I could. Because you have a better angle of things, I think. I mean, cutting the mesh and all that, you don't have to. But for adding things, I prefer to be standing up. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep adding these throughout where I think I like them. I'm gonna actually flip you around. I forgot to do this on my bow. So I'm going to take these little tails and I'm just gonna curl them. Just curl them. Like the little top ones that we have. Just curl them. And that'll look cute. So we're gonna roll out. I always, especially, I only use wired ribbon because you can manipulate it and control where it goes. Excuse me. So it's really great if you have the wired, like the thicker wires, and see how beautiful this one holds, and it can hold your little tails. And you can make cute little tails, little pigtails. See? Can you see them? And then I'm gonna roll out my ribbon like this, hug it, and then roll it out just to give it volume. And you can dovetail these if you'd like, fishtail them, whatever you want to call it. I do that on other videos. You can see that in other videos how to do that. I don't think I'm gonna do that on this one though. I don't want to take away from the top. This is our wreath. Isn't it so cute? I love it that we made it our own little embellishments and just gave it a little extra up there, a lot extra actually, on our own. That's just adorable. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, do me a huge favor. It really helps me out if you guys leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked this tutorial, if you're gonna do this tutorial, if you have any questions, and let me know what state you are watching me from. I am in Texas, big old state of Texas, where it's already hot, so I'm already decorating 4th of July. I'm ready. It feels summery already down here. Let me know where you guys are at. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out on all my social media if you have any questions. If you want to know how to do something, a technique, whatever it is, you can message me here. You can leave a comment here. You can also go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, my TikTok, Pinterest, X, ask any question there. I do try to answer as many as I can. So if you get stuck, let me know. All right, guys, I will see you on the next tutorial. Bye now.